Good evening, this is TC and English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghui Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Ziribam reels under intense situation. Mayday armed militant stops Central Force convoy. 41 Indian killed in Kuwait fire. PM Modi dispatched ministers. News in detail. A report from a reliable source on Ziribam says that the situation in Ziribam has intensified rapidly since reinforcement flows in continuously from Imphal to Ziribam. The Maydays had heightened their level of preparations to launch attack on the Kukis at Ziribam, and it has been reported that reinforcement flows in continually from Imphal, as numbers of vehicles carrying Mayday militants and biased state forces can be seen coming to Ziribam every day. On the other hand, security also tightened in Ziri area since more and more central forces, mainly the CRPF and Assam Rifles, are stationed in the area. The security forces so far has kept the condition under control, but videos went viral on social media where Mayday militants bearing sophisticated weapons are seen teaming up with the Mera Pibis, where they argue with the central forces, prohibiting them to enter the area, since their work of terrorism cannot be carried out due to the interference of central security forces in Ziribam areas. The few Kukis who settled in Ziribam had to flee to safer places, and they seek the central forces to protect their deserted homes and properties. Central forces are stationed at Rani Vank and other Kuki villages. Around 2,000 Kuki people of Ziribam had to flee to safer grounds. Reports also say that 3 Kuki-owned shops were burned down last night at Karong by the barbaric Maydays. So far, 72 Kuki houses was burned down along with churches, and 2 people had died in the Ziribam conflict. On the other hand, Mayday militants along with the Arambai Tengal and state militant commandos launched an attack yesterday at approximately 9:30 a.m. in Pailingmul area. The attack occurred as part of the Kuki village volunteers' daily patrol close to the buffer zone. During their routine Operation Patrol (ROP), the Kuki village volunteers encountered heavy gunfire and sophisticated weaponry from Mayday militants attempting to breach the hills by crossing the buffer zone. Positioned at Kamu Saichang, the combined forces of Mayday militants and Arambai Tengal, along with state commandos, continued their assault on the Kuki village.
बारह क्या कर रहा है अंदर हैं? आर्मी है कुछ भी हो बारह नीचे
उधर हमारे आदमी रुका है, ठीक है, रास्ता में पकड़ कर रखा है। वो लोग छोड़ दो, बोलो छोड़ दो, बोलो वो लोग नहीं छोड़ेंगे ना, नहीं छोड़ेंगे ना। हाँ नहीं रुको, बाहर आप लोग बाहर आओ, हम तो पिस्टल वाला है ना।
बारह बात करेगा अंदर क्या चुप रहा है चोद।
अगर हम लोग शूट कर दूंगा, आप लोग दे देगा, यहाँ से आ जाओ, यहाँ से देगा, हम शूट कर दूंगा। कुछ मत करना साला, चलो नहीं गाड़ी गाड़ी तो गुलो नुकसान सिगाई नुकसान那个3个都来，会停一下。会现在进来，你那都不是。啊，会呀，会现在我你们这改动没改动的，我会在来比这个呢。他多会多了碰我那地，啊会多了碰我那地。这个林地。
In response, the Kulki village volunteers were compelled to retaliate, leading to a brief exchange of gunfire. The Pailangmul area has seen frequent attacks from these combined forces of Meitei militants, including the UNLF or MPS, state commandos, and radical groups like Arambai Tingol in the recent past. Under the leadership of Deputy Commissioner Krishna Kumar, IAS, the Ziribam District Administration is actively overseeing relief camps to ensure the well-being of displaced individuals. As per India Today Northeast, a dedicated team is concluding round-the-clock inspections and engaging with camp residents to identify and address any gaps in provisions. According to a release from the Directorate of Information and Public Relations, the district administration is diligently working to meet the needs of all individuals in the relief camps. Today, the Ziribam relief camp distributed essential and daily need items across various camps, ensuring access to necessary resources during these challenging times. Furthermore, arrangements have been made to resume educational activities from pre-primary to class 8 at Jingdong Leikai UPS starting tomorrow. Teachers have been instructed to fulfill their duties, and required textbooks and stationery will be delivered promptly. Additionally, the ICDS project has provided supplementary nutrition to the inmates at the multipurpose sport complex, Bidyanagar Relief Camp. The report noted that there are 943 inmates across 7 relief camps in Ziribam, comprising 353 children, 199 men, and 391 women. Today at 3 p.m., Laldon Linverte, convener, and S. Lianzala, secretary of Soin Philanthropic Organization, meets the local media at its office. The ZPO first of all expressed their appreciation towards the public for their continual support and generous donations, due to which we can continue to help the needy till today, since the onset of the conflict on May 3, 2023. It is known to all that our people at Ziribam is facing the same ugly situations we once faced, and they share on how to take part so as to help them endure the hardships. In their report about Ziribam, they mentioned that 2 people had lost their lives. 72 houses was burned down to ashes, including pastor quarters and churches. Also, more than 2,000 of our people in Ziribam had to leave their homes and villages and fled to safer places due to the intensifying conditions of the place. Zo United had organized an urgent meeting on the 8th of June in regard to this matter, and had resolved to give aid to the IDPs of Ziribam. As per their resolutions, every philanthropic organization is compelled to do donations in every locality, and donations will be received till the 20th of June. Every citizen is requested to generously donate for our affected people at Ziribam who are suffering the pain we once suffered. The donators are requested to donate money and rice if possible, and the donated items which are to be submitted to the ZPO office will be sent to Ziribam, said the ZPO convener. In view of the heavy rain and thunderstorm brought about by Cyclone Rimal on April 1, 2024 that damaged many houses and standing structures in and around India-Myanmar border, the SDO or BDO of Sungdo and Singat S. Kaikupao Ngaiti visited the area today, including Tuikui Mualuam, Swangdo, and render relief materials to the affected families. Mention may be made that on April 1st, 2014, heavy rain and thunder accompanied by hailstones destroyed around 43 houses in the said area, and people have been reeling under many difficulties, including shelter, food, and other essential items of basic livelihood. The SDO or PDO of Sungdo and Singat as Kaikupa Ungaiti assisted the affected families by giving out a sum of rupees 1,500 each to every household. Villagers, including the chief, Bumzado Tangsing, expressed their gratitude toward help rendered by the SDO and applaud the kind gesture shown by him. It may also be recalled that on the 1st of April, heavy rain and thunderstorm knocked down around 15 houses at Ibulon Village, Thanlon Subdivision, Lamka. Thunderstorm and hailstorm also tear down 5 houses in Kazang Village, Thanlon Subdivision, 5 houses at Paitong, 13 houses at Sinjol were also destroyed by heavy rainfall and hailstorm. 27 houses were also damaged by heavy rain and hailstorm at Suangpu Village under Singa Subdivision. Around 30 to 40 houses were also damaged at Lungtulin Village, Persol District. Court of Special Judge NIA, Manipur had allowed Lunminsay Kipgen, the suspect in the killing of 4 Métis at Ningthokung Kahuno on the 18th of January this year, to continue confinement in judicial custody. Lunminsay Kipgen, alias Langin Mang, alias Mang, Levis, 35, son of Songin of Mamong Village, Hingli Block, Churchampur District, is currently serving in Central Jail, Lokra, Guwahati, and was asked to stand on court through a video conferencing where the NIA asked the court to let him continue confinement under judicial custody, which was approved by the court. The special PP has submitted the viral video where he killed the 4 Métis, and the NIA further alleged that Lunminsay joined KNFP and later joined another group called United Kuki National Army, UKNA. As per report received on January 18, 2024 afternoon, in connections to the ongoing conflict, Kuki militants possessing sophisticated weapons were seen firing at the farmers who were working the paddy field in the water treatment plant in Bisnupur district at Ningthokung Kahuno. The victims were identified as Oinam Bamunjao and his son Oinam Manitomba, Thiam Somendro and Ningthosam Nabadip, and they all hail from Ningthokung Kahuno. NIA Court Manipur under Sections 267 CRPC had issued an arrest warrant to NIA Imphal for the arrest of the prime suspect Lunminsay Kipgen. Special PP NIA, while on the hunt for Lunminsay, had found that he is currently serving under Central Jail Lokra, Guwahati, and Guwahati NIA had reported that the Assam police under various IPC sections and UAP Act had arrested Lunminsay. As per the NIA request, District and Session Judge Kamrup Guwahati had interrogated the suspect on the 17th, 20, and 21 of May 2024. Lunminsay had admitted that he was among the group who killed the 4 Métis in Bisnupur on the 18th of January 2024. The viral video shows Lunminsay repeatedly hitting the face of Ningthosam Nadib Métis with his AK-47 bayonet. The swine deaths caused by African swine fever has reached 1,986 on Wednesday, June 12, with 123 pigs reported dead and 367 killed today. Saitwal district is the worst hit, with 82 dead pigs recorded on Wednesday and 237 killed. According to officials from the Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department, the total number of pigs that died from January to 12 June 2024 in Mizoram is 1,986, and 3,782 pigs have been killed since. They also mentioned that 93 villages or localities across the state have been infected by the swine flu. Department official says the resurgence of the ASF outbreak has been continuing since 2021. They added that the flu is prevalent in warm monsoon weather. The Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department say that 33,417 pigs died due to ASF in 2021, 12,795 in 2022 and 1,039 in 2023. In a significant development regarding the NEET UG 2024 examination, the central government informed the Supreme Court today that the grace marks awarded to 1,563 candidates will be cancelled. These candidates will have the option to retake the exam. The decision was communicated by Advocate Kanu Agarwal, representing the union government, to avocation bench comprising Justices Vikram Nath and Sandeep Mehta. The controversy arose from the compensatory mark granted to the candidates due to time lost during the examinations held on May 5, 2024. The National Testing Agency, NTA, had initially awarded these marks based on the recommendations of a grievance redressal committee. However, the decision was delayed, leading to the formation of another committee by the NTA to recess the situation. The new committee, after meeting on June 10, 11, and 12, recommended cancelling the scorecards of the affected students and informing them of their actual scores without the grace marks. Candidates who do not wish to retake the test will have their original scores considered. The Supreme Court's order noted the submissions and directed that the retest notifications be issued promptly, with a retest likely scheduled for June 23, 2024. The results are expected to be released before June 30, allowing the counseling process to commence as planned on July 6. The issue of grace marks was brought to the court's attention through multiple petitions, including one by PhysicsWallah CEO Alak Pandey, who termed the NTA's actions arbitrary. Another petitions by SIO members alleged that the marks awarded were statistically impossible and suggested malefied intent. Additionally, a petition from NEET candidate Zaripiti Kartik questioned the fairness of the normalizations formula using for awarding grace marks. While the Supreme Court addressed the issue of grace marks, it also noted ongoing concerns about a potential paper leak in the NEET UG 2024 exam. A response from the NTA on these allegations is awaited by July 8. This decision aims to ensure fairness and integrity in the NEET UG examination process, providing affected candidates with an opportunity to retake the exam under equitable conditions. In a tragic road accident in Hardoi district, a truck carrying sand overturned on a family sleeping in their hut early on Wednesday, leaving 8 members of a family dead. The deceased included 2 men, 2 women, and 4 children, all from the same family. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has taken cognizance of the road accident in Hardoi. He has expressed condolences to the bereaved family members of the deceased. Along with this, he has instructed the officials for proper treatment of the injured. According to reports, a truck was going towards Hardoi after mining sand from the banks of the Ganges. Due to excess sand, the truck overturned at Chundi No. 2 in Malawan locality of Hardoi, and some persons living at the side of the road were buried down under the sand. The locals tried to remove the sand to rescue the family, but in vain. The local police, along with senior officers, rushed to the spot with a rescue team. A backhoe JCB was subsequently called to remove the sand, and the bodies were recovered. According to the police, a tribal family lived at the roadside in a hut. Like every day, the family was sleeping in their hut at the roadside. On Wednesday early morning, a truck loaded with sand going from Medikhat Kanus to Hardoi overturned on this hut. At the time of the incident, all the members of the family were sleeping, due to which they got buried under the truck loaded with sand. When the truck was removed by JCB and the sand was lifted, Awades alias Bala 45, his wife Sudha alias Mundi 42, daughter Sunaina 11, Lala 5, Budhu 4, Hero 22, her husband Karan 25, a resident of Kasupat in Birgram Kotwali area, and her daughter Komal alias Bihari 5 were found dead. Only one girl was found alive and she is undergoing treatment in a hospital. Among the dead were Bala's daughter and son-in-law, who had come to his house along with his grandson. The neighbors say that they were lying outside the house when suddenly they heard a loud sound and woke up and found that a truck had crushed the hut of Bala's family. The local police registered a case and claimed to have arrested the truck's driver and its cleaner. Further investigations are on. The Jammu and Kashmir police on Wednesday released sketches of 4 terrorists involved in 2 attacks in Doda district and announced a reward for Rs 20 lakh for information leading to their arrest. On Tuesday, terrorists fired on a joint checkpost of the 4 Rashtriya Rifles and police at Chatargala in Bhardawa, while a search party in the Gando area of the district was attacked on Wednesday, resulting in injuries to 7 security personnel, including a policeman. Jammu and Kashmir police had released sketches of 4 terrorists who are believed to be in the upper reaches of Bhadarwa, Tatri, Gando, and carrying out terror-related activities. A cash reward of Rs 5 lakh for information about each of the terrorists has also been announced, he said. The Jammu and Kashmir police appeals to the people to provide information about the presence and movement of these terrorists. On Tuesday night, police released a sketch of a terrorist involved in the attack on a passenger bus in Rasi district and announced Rs 20 lakh reward for information about him. On Sunday, terrorists opened fire at a 53-seater bus carrying pilgrims, where it was en route from Shiv Khori temple to the Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine in Katra near Darya village in the Poni area. The bus which was ferrying pilgrimages from Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Delhi plunged into a deep gorge following the gunfire, killing 9 people and injuring 41 others. At least 41 Indian expatriates were killed in a devastating fire in a multi-story building in southern Kuwait early on June 12. Foreign workers, predominantly Indians, residing in the building. The fire claimed at least 49 lives and left more than 50 injured, officials reported. The 6-story building is located in the Mangaf area of Kuwait's southern Ahmadi Governorate. A government agency for Keralites living outside the state said it had been told by the Indian community in Kuwait that 41 Indians, including 11 from Kerala, had died in the fire. According to officials, the fire started in a kitchen, spreading rapidly through the building where nearly 200 workers from the same company resided. Most fatalities were caused by smoke inhalations as the residents were asleep when the fire broke out. A significant number of occupants were, however, evacuated. The Kuwaiti Interior Ministry confirmed the death toll at 49, as reported by the Kuwait Times. Major General Eid Al-Owaihan, head of the Interior Ministry's General Department of Criminal Evidence, stated that the majority of the deceased were Indian nationals from Kerala, Tamil Nadu and northern Indian states, aged between 20 and 50 years. The Indian Embassy in Kuwait has established an emergency helpline and is actively assisting the affected. In connection with a tragic fire accident involving Indian farmers, Indian workers today, the embassy has put in place an emergency helpline number 965-655 05246. All concerned are requested to connect over this helpline for updates. Embassy remains committed to render all possible assistance, the Indian mission in Kuwait said in a post on X. The Tamil Nadu government announced that it was trying to figure out if there were any Tamil casualties. Referring to reports of around 49 deaths, the government stated in an official release that they are actively collecting information regarding the victims of the tragedy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief over the Kuwait City fire, extending condolences to the bereaved and wishing the injured a speedy recovery. He assured that the Indian embassy in Kuwait is actively assisting those affected. Under Prime Minister Modi's directive, Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh headed to Kuwait to supervise aid for injured Indians in the fire and to expedite the repatriations of deceased individuals. External Affairs Minister S. Jaisankar also conveyed his shock and condolences, stating, "Deeply shocked by the news of the fire incident in Kuwait City. There are reportedly over 40 deaths and 50 have been hospitalized. Our ambassadors has gone to the camp. We are awaiting further information." Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a review meeting on the fire incident in Kuwait in New Delhi on June 12. External Affairs Minister S. Jaisankar at the review meeting convened by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the Kuwait fire incident in New Delhi on June 12. Lebanon-backed militia group Hezbollah on Tuesday, June 11, announced that one of its commanders was killed in a strike carried out in southern Lebanon by the Israeli forces. After this, Hezbollah launched more than 100 rockets at northern Israel in retaliations. The killing of the Hezbollah commander has raised concerns regarding escalations in the conflict on another Israeli front. Commander Taleb Abdallah, who was also known as Abu Taleb, is among the tier of his highest-ranking fighters in Lebanon, who have been killed by Israel since the Hamas-led attack on October 7 led to the beginning of a war in the Gaza Strip. The situation also escalated tensions along the northern border of Israel. In Hezbollah, the role played by Abdallah was not immediately stated by the militants. Since January, a dead fighter has not been referred to as a commander by the group. In January, Hezbollah has said that Wissam Hassan al-Tawil, who was a commander in the group's Red One unit, died in a strike. Hezbollah on Tuesday, June 11, posted a photo of Abdallah, which indicated his seniority. In a statement, the Iran-backed group said that Taleb Abdullah, who is from the South Lebanon town of Adajid, died on the road to Jerusalem. On the road to Jerusalem is the term used by the terror organizations for Israeli strikes. Nearly 80 rockets were fired by Hezbollah at northern communities across the day amid escalating cross-border hostilities. The Hezbollah-affiliated Al-Akbar newspaper stated that at least 4 others were killed in the strike. Meanwhile, Lebanese security sources, while speaking to Reuters, said that 3 other Hezbollah operatives died in the strike. The IDF stated that it struck a building used by Hezbollah, a rocket launching site and infrastructures in Aitarun, southern Lebanon. The military stated that a Hezbollah rocket launching cell was also targeted in a drone strike in their arms. The IDF stated that after infiltrations alerts in the north, a drone was successfully downed by the air defenses after it crossed into Israel from Lebanon in the upper Galilee region. The IDF stated that airstrikes were launched on a site in the Baalbek region, which belonged to Hezbollah Unit 4400, along with sites in southern Lebanon. A staggering total of 120 million people are living forcibly displaced by war, violence, and persecution, the UN said Thursday. branding the ever-increasing number a terrible indictment on the state of the world. The United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, said forced displacement globally had once again smashed records, with conflicts in places like Gaza, Sudan, and Myanmar forcing even more people to flee their homes. The global displaced population is now equivalent to that of Japan, it pointed out in a statement. Conflict remains a very big driver of mass displacement, UN refugee chief Filippo Grandi told reporters. At the end of last year, 117.3 million people were displaced, UNHCR said in a report. And by the end of April, the number has swelled further, with an estimated number 120 million people around the world living in displacement. The number is up from 110 million a year ago and has been rising for 12 consecutive years, nearly tripling since 2012, amid a combination of new and mutating crises and a failure to resolve long-standing ones, UNHCR said. Grandi told AFP he had been shocked at the high displacement figure, which he took the job 8 years ago. Since then, it has more than doubled, he said, describing this as a terrible indictment on the state of the world. Figures will keep rising. Grandi pointed to a palpable increase in crises and also highlighted how climate change is impacting population, movement, and driving conflicts. UNHCR last year declared 43 emergencies across 29 countries, more than 4 times what was common just a few years ago, he told reporters. In particular, Grandi noted the way conflicts are conducted in complete disregard of international law and often with the specific purpose of terrorizing people. This, of course, is a powerful contributor to more displacement. Grandi acknowledged there currently seems to be little hope of bucking the trend. Unless there is a shift in international geopolitics, unfortunately, I actually see the figure continuing to go up, he said. Of the 117.3 million displaced at the end of 2023, 68.3 million people were internally displaced within their own country, Thursday's report showed. The number of refugees and others in need of international protections meanwhile climbed to 43.4 million, it said. UNHCR countered the perception that all refugees and other migrants go to wealthy countries. The vast majority of refugees are hosted in countries neighboring their own, with 75% residing in low and middle income countries that together produce less than 20% of the world's income, it said. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.